What's good, YouTube peeps and barbecue freaks? Thank you guys for joining me today. Today's video is going to be they call it a Tuscan mushroom. I'm going to call it a creamy garlic mushroom recipe that is phenomenal. About a couple weeks ago, the missus and I did a live video making this exact same recipe. And after tasting it, I just knew I had to make it. I had to make a video of it because it is so dang good. So that's what we're going to do today. The missus and I are celebrating 20 years of marriage, which hasn't been easy, and a lot of people don't make it that long. We have, by the grace of God, and I'm pretty excited about that. So one of the things that the missus absolutely loves is a good steak. So I picked up a couple of nice prime one steaks that I'm going to cook along with this dish. Now I'm mainly going to focus on the mushroom part of it, but I might show some of the steak part also. This is going to be good. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. And listen, you need to try this recipe because it is, I'm going to put in the top 5 of all the recipes that I've made. It is that good. Anyway, let's get started. All right, so I went ahead and prepped all the other ingredients, and I'll show you what I have here. We're going to use probably 6 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to use a tablespoon of tomato paste. I've got about 5 or 6 cloves of garlic here that I minced up. I've got some grape tomatoes. This is about an 8-ounce container, and I used almost the whole thing. I left a few out, but it was an 8-ounce container. I've got 2 packs of baby bella mushrooms here, and each one of them was 8 pounds, so 16, I'm not 8 pounds, 8 ounces. So 16 ounces of baby portobello mushrooms, and they were actually whole. And what I did is I just cut them in quarters just to make it a little more manageable, a little more bite-sized pieces. And then we're gonna use about 1.5 cups of spinach. And what I did is I simply pulled off this, you can see that there, I just tore off the stem on the spinach and put them in the container here. So probably about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of spinach. Now this is going to kind of vary depending on, you know, if you're cooking for more people. So you'll have to adjust it depending on how many people you're cooking for. But I will leave all the measurements and everything below. And, you know, you can use that as a guideline. We're going to get the pan fired up. We'll get all this goodness in there, and this should be good. All right, so a couple of things that I forgot to mention or show. This is heavy whipping cream. This is 16 ounces, but we're probably going to use at the most half, so about 8 ounces. And I may even go less than this. The last time we did this, I thought it was a little too runny. It tasted amazing, but I'm probably going to cut back a little bit on this. And we're going to use some grated Parmesan as well. So these are 2 things that I forgot to show earlier, so I just wanted to include them real quick. And we got the heat about a medium to medium high. We've got 6 tablespoons of butter that we're gonna add to this, unsalted butter. Just gonna let this melt down. Again, I got the missus helping me on this one again. So we're gonna let this butter melt down, and then we're gonna take some garlic. I minced up about 6 cloves of garlic that we're gonna add to this, but we aren't gonna add that until this butter has melted. All right, so the butter's about to melt down, or almost fully melted. We're gonna add it's, you know, 5 to 6 cloves of garlic. I think the more garlic, the better. You can't ever add too much garlic. So we're gonna just let this kind of saute for just a few minutes. And then we're gonna add a tablespoon of tomato paste. But we want to let this kind of saute and kind of marinate the butter and the garlic. We want that to kind of marinate together. And it's going to start smelling really good here in just a minute. You guys, this garlic and butter smells freaking amazing. I should have filmed the wifey what she was doing a minute ago, but I'm not going to do that. But it smells so good. So this has been sauteing for about 1.5 minutes. Yeah. 2 minutes. So I'm gonna take some of this tomato paste and add about a tablespoon. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it there. We're gonna mix this all up, let it get merry with one another, and then we're gonna add the other ingredients. So this is sauteed down for probably about a minute, get it mixed up really good, and then we'll add the other ingredients to it. So this has been sauteing all together for about a minute, a little over a minute. Now we're gonna add the mushrooms. Again, this is 16 ounces of mushrooms. You can adjust it depending on how many people you're feeding. But keep in mind that mushrooms will wilter down, and you know, it might start out as a bunch, but it's not going to end that way. So that's why I went with 16 ounces, because I know it's going to kind of reduce. So it won't be quite as much as you're seeing. Right, they'll shrink. So it won't be as much as you're seeing right now in the pan. So we're just gonna kind of saute this together. We'll get the tomatoes in there as well.
I'm gonna just stir that off.
And so these grape tomatoes, you can use cherry tomatoes. I just took a whole tomato.
I like the grape ones because they're
and
smaller.
Cut it in half. Well, tomato, I mean, what did I say, cherry tomatoes? Mm-hmm. They're the same thing. Yeah, they're a little bit smaller. So I just took a whole, you know, grape tomato and just cut it in half. And we're just gonna saute this down until these tomatoes start to kind of burst open. Then that's a good indication that we're ready to add the rest of the ingredients. So this will probably go for, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, I'm reckoning. We'll just continue to stir it around and make sure nothing burns up. All right, so this has been sauteing for, I don't know, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I'm going to add some coarse black pepper. And, you know, there really isn't a set amount. It's really just to taste. If you're someone who's sensitive to salt, which I'm going to add in just a bit, you know, just add a little bit less. There really isn't a set amount on how much to add, because I might like more salt than somebody else, or more pepper than somebody else. So
you like more pepper?
Oh, I like more pepper and salt. So I got some kosher salt here also that I'm going to add to this. Again, it's just a taste. There isn't a set amount. If you want a starting point, I would say at least a teaspoon, and then go from there according to your taste. So we've added some salt and pepper, some kosher salt, and some coarse black pepper. We're going to continue to let this saute down some, and then we'll add the other ingredients. Okay, so the mushrooms and tomatoes have been kind of sauteing for, I don't know, about 7 minutes maybe. So now we're going to add some heavy whipping cream. This container here is a 16 ounce. We're going to go a little bit less than half. A little touch of good luck. The last time we made this on that live video, it came out a little too runny, and that's probably because maybe we didn't add enough Parmesan, but I want to make sure that it's a little thicker this time. So
I liked it because you got to add sauce.
No, it was. I was taking my plate and like I was lifting my plate up and literally, I was drinking the juice from my plate last time, but we're gonna try not to do that this time. So we added a little bit less than half of the whipping cream, so 5 to 6 ounces is what we've added so far. And then we're gonna take some Parmesan. This is let me see this real quick, baby. This is a 3 ounce container, and I think we're gonna start with at least half. All right, so we're gonna add about half of that in here, and this is gonna thicken this up also. If you end up adding too much Parmesan, you can go ahead and add a little more heavy whipping cream. Is that about half?
Sure.
Well, let's see what it looks like. Mix it up. See, I think it's still kind of a little more liquidy than like last time, and even with adding less heavy whipping cream. So we're just gonna let this kind of saute down. We might add some more of that Parmesan. Again, it's a 3-ounce container. We only added about half of it.
Yeah, just let it bubble up, simmer, thicken up.
Yeah, so we may add more of the Parmesan. I'll pick back up if we do. So we're gonna go ahead and add some more Parmesan. Again, this is a 3-ounce container. We could probably add it all. I mean, there's not much left, right? A little bit. Just add it all. What the hell? Whoa. Okay, maybe that wasn't a good idea. We'll see. We're gonna mix this all up. Okay, yeah, I definitely think that's gonna make it thicker, which is what we're wanting, so it might be all right. 3 ounces of grated Parmesan is what we added to this. We're gonna let it saute down for just about a minute, and then we're gonna add the last ingredient, which is the spinach. So this has been sauteing for about a minute. We're gonna add the spinach, and this is about 1.5 to 2 cups of spinach. It looks like a lot, but you're gonna see very quickly how quickly it wilts down. So, all right, so this has been going for 45 seconds maybe.
Yeah.
Not even that long, and as you can tell, the amount of spinach that we added compared to what it's looking like now, I mean, it wilts down really quickly. So if you feel like you've added too much spinach, don't worry about it. It's going to wilt down. And so we're just going to let this saute together for, I don't know, probably another minute or two.
I love the color.
Yeah, the color's good. And it's going to be done. We'll plate it up and get to tasting, but that's it. We'll let, like I said, saute down for another minute or two, and then we'll be able to give it a taste test. All right, so here's my plate. I actually put my mushrooms on top of my mashed potatoes, and the missus left hers separate here. So, and then she drizzled some of that sauce over the steak. So we're just gonna taste this here, although I'm gonna have some mashed potatoes in mind, but we're gonna taste it and see what it tastes like. You ready?
Ready.
All right, so I've got some here with a little bit of mashed potatoes because I mixed mine together. The missus is right behind me off camera.
Hi.
And she's just gonna do the mushroom mix by itself. So let's give it a taste. Ooh, it's hot.
Oh, it's so good.
Those mashed potatoes are hot. It's good.
So good. Like, it's garlicky, it's creamy, it's cheesy. You have to get that mushroom, tomato, spinach all together. Makes the perfect bite.
This is so good. I'm telling you guys, this mushroom, I'm gonna call it a creamy garlic mushroom recipe. This is probably in the top 5 anything I've ever made. It's that good. You definitely have to give it a try. Oh man.
You have to make this. Like.
Yeah. Let me get a mushroom just by itself. Mushroom. Nice and tender.
Good.
And the steak. I already know the steak. The shot. Oh, nice and tender.
Good flavor. Good smoke.
Yeah, that's good. Again, you guys, you definitely have to try that mushroom, or the what I'm calling the creamy garlic mushroom recipe. That is excellent. The missus and I are going to enjoy our 20th wedding anniversary dinner tonight. Just the 2 of us.
Yes.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. To the missus, thank you for putting up with me for 20 years.
I love you,
That's
baby.
a long, long time.
It is.
Damn it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.